and welcome to another video. So I thought this week that I'd take you along for a bit more of a weekly vlog, and I wanted to go book shopping. I also wanted to start sourdough starter, so that's why I'm in my kitchen right now. I have been scrolling through Instagram to try and figure out how on earth I'm going to start this sourdough starter, but I'm going to give it a good shot and see how it turns out. I'm filming on this camera and I'm filming on my phone because I want to try and make a reel. Hey, my name is Bianca and come along with me as I make sourdough starter for the very first time. Most of the recipes that I've seen, it says do equal parts water and flour and then give it a stir, kind of looks like. And now they said to use something stainless steel or wood. Anyways, this is a stainless steel spoon, so I'm mixing this up and they said it needs to be a thick consistency, which this is definitely thick. Cover it and put it somewhere to rest. Good morning. I thought this morning I'd take you guys along because I have a few things to get done and a few things that I want to do. First of all, a little bit of a sourdough update. There's not too much to update on, but my sourdough starter doesn't have any bubbles, or it doesn't look like there's any or much activity yet, which I think is pretty normal because it's only day 2. So a little later this afternoon, I'm going to discard half of this and then feed the starter. The exact same that I did yesterday, so 50 grams flour and 50 grams water. But then today is Sunday, and in my local area, they do like a farmer's market or like a mini market in front of the local library. So I wanted to go check out that market. I also wanted to go to, well, yesterday I actually wanted to go to Salvation Army or Salvos to see what their book collection is like and see if there are any good secondhand books, but I drove past there yesterday and it was so busy. So I was going to try my luck there today and see how that looks and take you guys along. And then I also wanted to maybe visit a bookstore and see if there's any other secondhand shops where I could possibly find books. Yeah, so let's go. Okay, well that was somewhat of a fail, not that much of a success. I ended up going to Salvos, they were closed. So then I tried Vinnie's and they were open. They did have a pretty good book selection, and you'll see I did take a few clips of some of the books that I've actually already read. So that was the problem, I didn't buy any books because a lot of the good books that they had I had already read or I already own. It was the first time I had been, so it was good to know that like their book collection is kept quite neat and they did have some really good books. And then I decided to go to our local bookshop, which is called The Turning Page or something like that. And wow, that place was packed. And the book that I was specifically looking for, they didn't have. Trying to get my hands on the 7-year slip. I did also go to the farmer's market there, but I did end up, I couldn't really film because there was literally so many people, but I did get something for Ruby. I got Ruby, hard to do this one-handed. I got Ruby some dehydrated chicken necks. She loves these as a treat, look. At least I was able to get treats for Ruby, which is obviously the most important part. But yeah, no books, unfortunately. Now we had run out of milk, so I finally got some more milk, so I think it's coffee time. Okay, so it's a little bit later on in the week, and this vlog's really turning into a bookish kind of week. I saw on my local Facebook community page that one of the local churches is doing a little bit of a book fair to raise some funds. So I thought I'd quickly go head over there because they said all the books are going to be $2. So I'm not too sure what they're going to have, but otherwise I'll show you what I get when I get there. Okay, so that was more successful than I thought it was going to be. I'm just now quickly driving to go get my fruit box. Oof, that's sunny. Which I get every single week. It's like a direct from farmer fruit box of like produce. So I'm just going to collect that. After I collect my fruit box, I'll show you all the books that I was able to get. I realized I never updated you guys from last night. Last night ended up, after I picked up our produce box, it ended up being a bit of a crazy night because I had to come home because I was heading out to Connect Group, so like our church, like girls Bible study Connect Group. And yeah, I just didn't update you as to the books that I got. The first one that I picked up is My True Love Gave to Me, and I think this is like a holiday collection of short stories. The reason why this one stood out to me is because, like, firstly, look at this really cute pink cover, but it says 12 Winter Romances, and I saw Holly Black, Denny Hahn. I don't know, I just recognized romance authors or authors that I've seen before or read before, so I thought this was really cute, and it's 12 little stories, so I feel like this would be a good like palette cleanser in between books. The second book that I picked up is by E. Lockhart. Again, this one stood out to me because I've read another one of E. Lockhart's books. I've read, is it called We Are Liars? I haven't heard anything about this book, and to be honest, the font is kind of really hard to read. Yeah, I enjoyed the first book that I read of hers. I think I gave it maybe 3 or 4 stars. I find her writing really easy to read, so picked up a second book from her. The next book that I bought is The Secret Life of Bees. I'd never heard anything about this one, and I just saw the spine and it looked like a thin, like really nice book to hold. The Secret Life of Bees, I quickly put it in Goodreads when I was there. I don't know if any of you do this, but when I'm at a bookstore or a secondhand bookstore, because a lot of the titles are maybe a little bit older and I haven't heard anything about them, I just put it in Goodreads and I see how many people have read it and what the star rating is. And this one had a lot of good reviews, and it turns out they've actually made a movie from this book. That really intrigued me, so I picked up this book. It says, set in South Carolina in 1964, The Secret Life of Bees tells the story of Lily Owens, whose life has been shaped around the blurred memory of the afternoon her mother was killed. So maybe not so wholesome. Anyways, and the last book that I picked up is by Mitch Albom. Again, I think I've read 2 or 3 of Mitch Albom's books and I absolutely love them. I feel like his writing is really thought-provoking, and it's not necessarily the most heavy plot, or it doesn't necessarily have a whole heap happening, but I just find that his writing is just really beautiful. I haven't heard too much about this one. It's The Magic Strings of Frankie Presto. I got this hardcover for $2. Very pretty. At 9 years old, Frankie Presto is sent to America in the bottom of a boat. His only possession is an old guitar and 6 precious strings. So yeah, that's the 4 books that I ended up getting from the book fair. A bit redeeming from earlier on in the week. And I feel like I also haven't updated you on my sourdough starter. So I ended up getting a new jar for it. I've been feeding it once a day, and I've been doing a 1:1:1 ratio. So 50 grams of starter, 50 grams of flour, and 50 grams of water. And I'm still not getting a full rise yet, but it's definitely starting to smell like kind of sour, like almost like buttermilk, and I'm starting to get a lot more bubbles and things like that. Hopefully we'll start to be able to use it soon. Yeah, I don't think you can even see the bubbles, but it's going pretty good. Now for the rest of the day, I'm not too sure what we're going to get up to. I'll take you along if we get up to anything interesting. I am maybe wanting to go and do my nails, but I think for now, Nathan is currently at Bunnings, but I'll see maybe if he wants something for brunch, and maybe I'll cook something.